Welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. Today I'm going to be doing something that's very quick, simple, and easy. Hopefully you have enough time to do it for tomorrow if you want, since that's going to be Super Bowl Sunday. But I'm just going to do some egg rolls. And you can do egg rolls with anything that you have in your house. Any leftovers that you may have in your refrigerator or in your freezer, you can use those. But I'll show you the ingredients that I'm going to use to make these delicious egg rolls today. I'm going to be using chicken and shrimp. The only difference that I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my food processor, my mini food processor, and I'm going to chop it up. That way it'll be easier for me to go ahead and put in my egg rolls, because I want meat all the way through of my egg rolls, and I don't just want chopped meats in certain places. I want it to be thoroughly mixed in with my cabbage ingredients. Now, I'm going to pan fry the chicken first, and I'm not going to dump the chicken oils out and wash out the pan. I'm going to use the same pan to cook the shrimp. Now, you can go from chicken to shrimp in the same pan, but I wouldn't advise you going from shrimp to chicken, even though the shrimp is easier to cook. Why is that? Because you don't want that fishy smell in the chicken. But it's okay to have like a chicken bouillon smell or taste in the shrimp, if that makes sense to you. So I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to also, you need cabbage. Now I'm using this tricolor cabbage. That means that it has 3 colors in it, which is your carrots, your red cabbage, and your regular cabbage. But you can use either the tricolor cabbage or the old-fashioned cabbage that just has the carrots and the coleslaw or cut up, or the cabbage cut up in it. Your choice, okay? I didn't have any chicken bouillon, so I just made it. All you do is take a couple of chicken bouillon cubes, put them in some water, let them dissolve, and you got chicken broth, okay? I told you I was going to mince up my meat, and I'm not going to take it all the way down to mince that far, but it'll be a little bit before the mince stage. I told you I was going to mince up my chicken and my shrimp in my food processor, and this is the one that I'm going to use, a real mini one. You're going to need some bean sprouts. You're going to need some garden onions. You're going to need some garlic salt. There you go. Some garlic salt. Now, if you don't have garlic salt, you can make garlic salt as well. What does it take? It takes 3 parts of garlic powder, 1 part salt. That makes garlic salt. But if you have garlic salt, use it, and that way you can eliminate the salt, or you can just do the garlic and the salt, and that's the way you would just put it in without having to mix it. You're going to need some ginger, some soy sauce, and these are the egg roll wraps that I'm going to use. Now, you can buy these in your local food market. I got these from Walmart. You can go ahead and get them as well, and that's what you'll use. I want to tell you that this is only 1 chicken breast. I just took it from a pack of chicken breasts, but that's only 1. And shrimp, I'm kind of partial to shrimp, so I'm using like the, I think these are the large. They are the large shrimp. That's 3140 count, because I'll have probably more shrimp egg rolls than I would have chicken. But if it was anything else that I had in my refrigerator, like if I had some pork shoulder, or I had some leftover pork chops, or some steak, anything, you can make an egg roll out of anything you want to make it out of. It's your table, your house, your meal. Do it your way. Okay, now if you want to make the sweet and sour sauce, which I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to go ahead and use a regular La Choy sweet and sour sauce. You can actually make this. I didn't want to go through the trouble of making it, but it's only 5 ingredients. It's water, vinegar, sugar, cornstarch, and food coloring. My daughter had to tell me because I couldn't think of it. It's food coloring. And the food coloring doesn't provide any taste, so you can do the food coloring if you want. If you don't have any food coloring, don't worry about it. It's red food coloring. That's how you get your red look. But what makes this is the sugar and the vinegar being mixed. That's your sweet and sour. Add some cornstarch and some water to it, and you got it. Okay, so I'm going to go away. I'm going to get this chicken minced up. So we'll take it from a chicken breast down to just before mince. And I'm going to get my shrimp done the same way. And I'll meet you at the stove where we will go ahead and saute this up. Then we will put together the egg rolls, and then we will fry them up. Be right back. Okay, I only had one chicken breast, okay? And that's all I need for these egg rolls. But what I did was I sliced it up because this is the way the chicken breast was, okay? So I just took it and I sliced it down. See? I sliced it loose. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of dice it a little bit, and I'm going to put it in my food processor. Just wanted to show you that. Be right back. Okay, here is my little chicken pieces. See how I cut it up? And the only thing I'm going to do is put it in my mini food slicer. And I'm going to do the same thing with my shrimp. And then I'm going to just take it down. Okay. Now, I've already chopped up some. And like I wanted to go through my egg rolls just like if you had small ground beef for chili or for whatever you may have it for. Okay, so that's ready. So I'm going to do the same thing with the shrimp, and then we'll go to the stove and get it all cooked up. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back and I'm at the stove and I have my stove on low. This is just the shredded cabbage, and I'm going to go ahead, any larger pieces, I'm going to go ahead and just disregard them. I have it on, and we're going to use the chicken broth in order to cook up this cabbage. Now, this cabbage is a water vegetable, so it's going to produce its own juices. So I'm going to put in 1/4 of this chicken broth. This is a cup, but I'm only going to use like 1/4 of it. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more cabbage to this, or coleslaw to this. And the reason be is because, you know, when I cook a whole lot. So I'm just making sure that I have enough. Now, this cabbage is going to reduce down, and then I'll be able to add the other ingredients because, you know, cabbage will shrink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cook for a little while, maybe about 5 minutes. And then I'll bring you back, and then we'll add the rest of these ingredients, and I'll set it to the back so that we can go ahead and make our meats. I'll be right back. Okay, now this cabbage is reducing down. You can see it's down a little bit. It's only been about a minute or so. It's down a little bit more than it was when you went away. So what I'm going to do, and it's only been a couple of minutes, you're going to find these big pieces in there. When you do, just take them out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add in my green onions. I'm going to add in my soy sauce. And as usual, your ingredients will be listed at the bottom of the tutorial. I don't want to tell you, I don't want to get you confused. So what I'm not doing is telling you exactly how much that I put in these. And the reason for that is because, you know, I make a lot. So, and this is my garlic salt. And in goes my ginger. Now, I'm a lover of bean sprouts. A lot of people may not be. So I will put just a little bit more bean sprouts into this than I should. This should just be like half of this. Okay? Oops. And that's like really half. But I can tell you now, I'm probably going to put all of them in there. Okay? So, because I love bean sprouts. I don't know what it is with me and bean sprouts. Okay, so all that's in. I'm going to give this about 2 more minutes worth of cooking. And then I'm going to bring you back. Now, I haven't added any more water because there's no reason to. See, you got a little bit of water down in that pot. That came from the cabbage. That is the juices from the cabbage. And that's enough to get this all cooked off. Now you can see that this has shrunk down quite a bit. And that's a good thing. Then I'm going to sit this back and allow it to cool. And that's when we're going to get started on the next step. And I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead. At the end of the tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and make the sweet and sour sauce. So don't turn away from the tutorial, because the sweet and sour sauce, I looked at it and I'm like, this is simple, but they may not understand the process. So let me just go ahead and just make it for them, and they'll see how easy it is. So that bottle that I bought, I'll just save it for another time. And I'm going to go ahead and make it at the end of the tutorial. I'm going to make the sweet and sour sauce. So I'll bring you back when I get ready to cook up the meat, and I'll show you what this looked like. I'm going to give it about another minute's worth of cooking, and that's it. Be right back. Alrighty, so I'm back, and I'm getting ready to mix everything together. It's cool enough for me to go ahead and make. Here is the first cabbage, and I'm going to, you see I have lesser cabbage in this bowl than I do in this bowl. That's because I have lesser chicken than I do shrimp. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my chicken and cabbage together mixed up. There you go. Got that all done. And then I'm going to go ahead and I may put some chicken and shrimp. Well, whatever I have left, then I may just mix it all together and just do it. Oops. What you don't want is that juice. Whoops, and I think I just put some juice in there. Here, I did. It was juice in my bowl. And I just put some juice in there. But I know how to. I'm going to take these up to hit my kit cutting board. And I'm going to put them back in there. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mix in this shrimp with the other. Alrighty. And this is the reason why I wanted my shrimp to be minced up, kind of like, because I wanted to make sure that I could get shrimp pretty much in every bite. Okay. So I got this done, but I got enough to start it. And what I'll do is, if I need to mix as I keep on doing it, I will. Okay. All right. There you go. So just make sure that you don't have water in it. You know, you want to try to take out as much water as you possibly can. And or any kind of juices that may be in your chicken or in your shrimp. Then you want a cup of hot water or warm water that's sitting off to the side. And you're going to use that to seal up your egg rolls. Now, your egg rolls come with, as you can see, it's a little bit of flour on here. And what that flour does is it helps your egg rolls to stick together. And you'll see what I mean when I get to that portion. Now, I also have a tray here. If you're doing multiple types of egg rolls, what you should do is have some of them going one way, some going another way, and yet some going another way. But you need to be able to distinguish what's what. So when you're serving it to your guests, in case your guests don't eat shrimp, you'll know to put all the shrimp on one plate and all of the other, whatever you have, chicken, steak, whatever you have, on another plate. Now, if it doesn't matter to you people, then you can just go ahead and just put everything together. So what I'm going to start with is, really don't matter, but I guess I'll go ahead and start with the chicken. So what you want to do is you want to take some of your egg roll mix and you want to put it down and make sure that you have chicken. Now, you can do a vegetarian one as well, but you want to make certain that you got some pieces of meat over in it. You're going to do a diaper fold. You want to lay this down in a triangle or a diamond shape, which is exactly what you've seen me do. And you want to do a diaper fold. You want to bring up the bottom. You want to bring over one side and then bring over the other side. Now you want to make certain that there is no space in the bottom of this because you don't want your mixture to fall out. Now you see that little bit of space right there? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to fold it over. You're going to take your finger and you're going to tuck it to make certain that you don't have that problem. Then you're going to take it up some. You're going to take your water. You're going to put a little bit on one side and yet a little bit on the other side, that side, and that side. You're going to seal it. Pull it back to you. Why am I pulling it back to me? Because I want to make certain that I seal that. So what I did was I actually pressed it so that it would seal when it came back to me. Now I'm going to put them on my baking sheet, but when you put them down on your baking sheet, and this is just what I'm laying them on. I'm going to fry these up in a actual pot, but this is where I'm just making them and putting them together on. You want to make certain that this side that you sealed is down so it can keep on securing itself, okay? So I'm going to do another. I'm not going to do all of these in front of you because there's absolutely too many. And I'd have you here all night and I'd be here all night. I'm not trying to do that. Okay. So you want to make certain that you do a diaper fold. You want to bring it up. You want to take it over. You want to bring this over so that you don't have any open parts at that end. And to make certain that it's not open, you're going to take your hand and you're going to fold it down. Then you're going to fold it up. Be a little better for me if I put this, probably not right there, someplace else, but there. Now, I just glued it because the flour, along with the pasta, along with the water, it acts as a paste. And then you want to pull it back to you. You're pulling it back so you can seal that. Once you seal that, you're going to lay it on your sheet, your baking sheet, in order to get ready to fry up. We're going to do one more. And then I'm going to go away and get all of these done. And I'll bring you back when I get it done. But if you can look, because of the way I did my meat, you see how much meat is all throughout that? That's because I went ahead and I semi-minced up my meat. Okay, so you're going to put it down. And you can use your own discretion when it comes to how much you want to actually put in it. Again, it's a diaper fold. Always take that diamond end up first. Bring in the two flaps that's on the side. Make sure that these bottoms are secure. Put your finger on them and fold them in just a little bit. Roll it some. Put some warm water on this end. Some warm water on that end. Bring it up. And then pull it back to me. Okay? So when I do that, that's sealed up. And I want to take it and I want to put it down. Now, if you have a problem with this being open, there's no way anything going to come out of there. See how that's sealed up? But if you don't want it that way, then just go ahead and fold it up. Okay. And there you have it. Okay. So I'm going to go away and get these done. And when I get through, I'll bring you back. We'll fry them up and then we'll see how they look. Be right back. Okay. If you can see on this side of the stove, I have my chicken egg rolls on this side, and I have my shrimp egg rolls on this side. How do I know that? Because I have them turned different ways. But with my family, it doesn't matter. Whatever they pick up, that's what they will eat. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and just show you how this process is done. Now, as you can see, they stayed sealed, and both ends stayed like it was supposed to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put them in the oil so they can just go ahead and fry up. Now, this oil should be a little bit hotter. but it'll get hot on the way. I'm not gonna worry about it. There, it only takes them like about 3-4 minutes in order to cook up. Alrighty, now when they rise to the top, they will be done. So I'm going to go away until they start to rise, until they come up. Then I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like. Be right back. As you can see, it's frying like it's supposed to fry now. That's not all the way up, so I'll just watch it. Okay, bring you back in a minute. Okay, now we're back and I have a plate sitting out here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll put this one down. That should be shrimp. Well, actually, I'll put 2 down. And then here is our sweet and sour sauce. Maybe I can put down 3. Yeah, 3. And I'll open up this round one just so you can see what it looks like. Ooh, it's crispy. Really crispy. Which is exactly the way you should want it. Okay, so there you have it. Chris is making egg rolls, chicken. There you go. Making chicken and shrimp egg rolls. I think that if you try this, you're truly going to enjoy it. I started a sentence in the middle of the video and then I stopped to go over to tell you something else about the sauce. But what it was that I wanted to try to tell you is that if you don't need, it's $2 for the egg rolls, shells, or wraps, and it's maybe $1.25 for the cabbage and the bean sprouts. You can do this with any leftovers that you may have in your refrigerator and just add $5 to it. Get the ingredients that you may not have and go ahead and have you a real treat. I think that this will be very enjoyable and very good for Super Bowl. I hope that I got to you in time enough for you to actually make it in your home. If not, have it for any occasion. Have it any day, any time, or just if you have the munchies and you need something that you really want to eat and you don't want a really, really big meal. So there you have it. Chris is making shrimp and chicken egg rolls. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris cook for you too. And don't forget the sauce. Bye. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and make this sauce for you because it's real, real simple. And I'm going to add 1 cup of water to this pot. That is a cup. Okay, now I left in here 1/4 because what I did was I filled it to 1.5 cups. And I left in there the 1/2 cup of water. I just put in the 1 cup. So it was 1.5 cups. I put in 1 cup of water. I left that, and the reason why I left that is because I need to add that to the corn starch so I can make the thickening agent. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the sugar into this pot. Now when this comes up to a boil, actually it's going to be ready. So this is 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and this should be enough to use when you're making this dish as well. But if it's not, then you can just always make, a little bit more. Now to that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of vinegar. Now to this 1/2 cup of water that I have sitting over here, I'm going to go ahead and add 2.5 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay. Now, the reason why I went ahead and did that because I don't want any lumps in it, so I wanted to go ahead and get it started on dissolving. So it's going to dissolve up. Now that's ready. Let's sit that over there. And And I have my food coloring down there on the table. So it was 5 ingredients. It was water, sugar, vinegar, cornstarch, and the red food coloring, which I have sitting right here. Now I'm going to go ahead, while we're waiting on this to come to a boil. And this is a real fast process. This is not hard at all. But I wanted to make sure that I just go ahead and show you because it is so simple. Okay, and I want to tell you something about these egg rolls as well. When you get ready to do your egg rolls, again, it doesn't matter what meats you use. Just use whatever it is that you have. This is the vinegar going in. Now, you don't need to color the sweet and sour sauce if you don't want to. You can if you have red coloring. You can add it to it. If you don't have red food coloring, doesn't matter. You can serve it. If you can stand to see it, being clear, then you can just go ahead and serve it as being clear. A lot of people want to see that red food coloring because that's the way that they really tell that it's sweet and sour sauce, which that's not really how it works, but oh well. Okay, so I'm going to add about 5, 6, because as you can see, it's coming up to a boil. Now, that may not be enough. I may need to add some more. Actually, this dish is ready. Only thing I got to do is to add this cornstarch to it. And it all depends on how thick you want it to be. It's ready. As you can see now, it has a pinkish tint, but it's going to thicken up. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some more food coloring to that because we want it to be red. I have a little bit more cornstarch. I'm going to go ahead and put that in to clean up my work area. Look at it. See how thick that got? There it is. That's done. That's all it is. See how simple that was? That's why I went ahead and I made it, because it's so simple and easy to do. That is your sweet and sour sauce. Your sweet comes from your sugar. Your sour comes from your vinegar. Add your food coloring, some water, cornstarch. It's a done deal. All righty. So I've done that for you. So that's an easy step. I want to take it off the heat because my stove is still hot. That's a very easy step. But it looks delish. Alrighty, so we're done with that. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Chris Cook for You Too. And don't forget to share this video. Bye.